All right. Sorry about that earlier. We're going to edit this up into one cohesive video later and make it look like reasonably good. So we'll give it a second for people to come back on. We're going to edit it all up. This video is coming down anyway. That's what I wanted, was comments from people. And no one on now. Whatever. We'll do it by the magic of editing. I wanted the other comments, though. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. All right, so getting sued is one thing that's, like, not in the brochure for it.
They warn you.
But what about, like, I just told people I had some guy crap in the back of my car last night.
She'll get sick. What was it? Third month I had her. She did it all over the back of the car. It was on the roof of her cage, and I had to take her out and hose it down, and got splattered by her crap. You will get bit by your dog, by other dogs in training. She got me a couple times in training. She hasn't got me on the street yet.
I've seen people on the suit, but like they'll put the sleeve on, and the dog will be like, I feel like an ass cheek today.
You will get bit in training. I mean, there also is by state statute in Illinois, we have to have 16 hours of continuing education per dog. So they don't
per year or per month?
Per month, I'm sorry. So you're going to train outside of the academy with the dog. You're going to train with a group, which I train with. You will get bit. I've been bit by the other dog. I mean, it happens. It's accidental.
Some of them are feisty.
There's a couple that are.
We had some by my place that when we still had canines that were very feisty.
Yeah, I miss Chico.
Very feisty dog. Feisty dog Chico was. All right, if you guys are coming on live, give us some comments and questions. I had to restart the live stream. I need comments and questions so that way we have something to talk about when we're done with my little comments. So throw anything you'd ever want to know about being a canine officer, put them in the comments. I lost the comments from the other live stream, so throw them in there right now and we will get to them, I promise you. All right? Throw them down the right. We got people already commenting. That would be good. Excellent. I thought we had ruined that. We're going to edit this up and make one contiguous video with the comments and everything in it too. So throw them in there. You're going to be in the final copy. Also, if you haven't, down in the description of that original video, and when we're done, down in the description of this, and in the end video that we do, there's going to be a link. You can go vote to get Masucci a new car that doesn't have 120,000 miles on it.
Yeah, please.
And hasn't been in like 25 pursuits and crashed into things.
Not yet.
So, yeah, at least hasn't already had that many pursuits and crashed into things. So we're going to go on with my original questions, so we're going to get to all yours. What do you want other cops to know about working with the K-9? Because I know that, like, you guys train together, but you train together as a group from the south suburbs and stuff. Like, you get together and train as a group, but we don't all get to go see that training. And I've seen people do some things just as a layman who doesn't do K-9 goes, I don't think I'd be in the middle of that field right at this moment chasing that guy if I knew there was a dog. So what are some things you wish guys would know?
If I'm sending the dog, I'm going to tell you. If I do send the dog, don't go chasing after the guy. If I tell you to stop, stop. The dog should be focused in on who I'm sending him or her for. So if you stop, golden. If you keep running, she's going to see you as live prey. Don't cross the path of the dog and the handler. Dog might see that as a threat to me. If you want us to track a suspect, please set up a perimeter. Please. I can have the best tracking dog in the world. She's good. She's not the best. But if you don't set up a perimeter and that person breaks free of where you think they are, we're going to just track and go for walks.
Get lots of exercise.
We will. I mean, the other cross-contamination. So if someone runs from you, by all means, go chase them, get them. If you lose sight of them, if you give up your search, set a perimeter. Don't walk all over the path because she's just going to track you. And I've had that happen before where the guy said, ran through the field or ran across the alleyway over some fences. Okay, so where'd you go? I chased him. I looked around over here, then I came back, and my dog tracked all the way over there and came right back to him. So
tracking the cop.
Yeah.
The dog doesn't know what a uniform is.
Right. and people don't understand that.
I mean, when they're new, they know the uniform's weird and scary, and they freak out a little bit about everyone they see in a uniform. But the dog doesn't get that you're in a uniform, so we're all playing on the same team. All the dog sees is Dad.
Yes.
Oh, that's Dad. I'm gonna do what Dad says. If Dad says go bite that guy that's running, and you're running, it doesn't matter if you have a badge on. It's gonna bite you.
Right. Don't. If the dog bites you, don't freak out. I mean, I'm sure it's scary. Don't shoot my dog. Don't shoot another handler's dog. If the handler's right there, he's gonna get that dog.
We always try to avoid shooting dogs anyway.
Yes.
It's not.
Yes.
Doesn't do us a lot of good.
Especially it's a fellow police officer. You're gonna shoot it. Come on now. The handler will take that dog. She's again for this truck. The handler will grab that dog. It'll hurt, but do not shoot that dog.
You want to see some of the reaction? All day. She didn't even freak out that much that time.
Yeah.
You being good? All day. Anything comes past all day.
This is her home. I mean, besides her other home, she'll protect it. She's very territorial.
All right, so that it? That's everything with.
That's all I can think of right now.
Like things you want other people to know. What about the narcotics detection stuff?
I
know there's a bunch of like
here we go
things people tell us.
That just okay. So if we're doing a search warrant for you, or if we're coming into a search for you, ask the people if there's anything that'll hurt. You're going to ask if there's going to hurt me or the other officers, but ask if it's going to hurt the dog. There's some messed up people out there that'll do things to hurt a dog. So I want to know going in. I carry Narcan for my dog. It's on my vest. I have a couple doses for her.
Wait, you got Narcan?
I do. Wow. Yeah, for the pup.
Must be nice living the dream. Like you're well funded. You've got Narcan and a dash camera.
Right.
That's astounding. And his computer, this works. I saw it on. Computer's on. Functions.
It's one of the things.
It's astounding. So about so you I'm sorry.
That's really.
I get it. So you have Narcan for the dog in case it takes a snoot full of heroin
or fentanyl, which they have a higher tolerance than humans do, but they still overdose. I mean, you can Google it. There's a couple dogs that have overdosed, and they reversed it with the Narcan. We're able to get them help, but it happens just like people. There's officers that get hit with it. They'll get hit with it, and like I said, there's messed up people that'll do stuff to hit a dog. Can't really think of it. Oh, narcotics. If I'm searching a car and the dog indicates, I personally won't send my dog into the car just for that reason. She indicates there's something in that car, or there's the presumptive presence of narcotics by an odor in that car. Search the car. You have probable cause at this point in Illinois. I'm not going to send my dog to go any further. I'm going to search the car.
I mean, she's going to be like, yes. Especially if they're hitting at the door, right? Like, the dog's like, oh, yep, there it is. All right, well, it's somewhere in there.
Right. I mean, it's now you find it.
So there's no like, yeah, it's here. Oh, it's really, really over here.
She can pinpoint it. And some officers do tend to send their dogs in cars. I personally was not trained to send my dog in a car, and I don't like to. But yes, she could, like if I send her in here and it's in the dash, she can come around, sniff everywhere, and pinpoint it through the dash, and then we would have an area to search. But if you do a thorough search yourself, you'll find it.
Here's a question I've always, and I never thought to ask anybody, but like, you guys keep sampled products around. No, you do, and you have to.
For continuing training.
I've got stuff like that for field training. You know, like we have to keep guns and stuff around that I normally wouldn't have around, you know, to teach people. But like, you have to keep certain things in the car in order to train with it. How do you keep her from freaking out all the time that it's in there or getting nose blinds?
I don't keep it in the car just for that reason. And if it were to be broken into, I keep it at the station locked up. So when we do a training day, go grab it, use it on field, and then bring it back to the station, lock it back up. That way there's no questions of why is this amount short and why is my dog not smelling weed anymore.
You ever done explosives detection?
No. You can't have your dog trained in both narcotics and explosives, because if your dog sits on something over here, is it a bomb?
Learn something new every day. But that makes sense. Right. Yeah, your dog's sitting. Oh, drugs. Boom. Right. Yeah, that would be a problem. All right. That's all the questions I have. And we are probably going to split this up into two separate videos, one with just your comments and questions on it. So go check that out there. or we're just going to keep it all as one. But luckily, I said all these things so I can edit it out so it's right later.
You know, another thing I thought of since it's
go ahead.
You're gonna get wet. You're gonna get dirty. If you want to be a canine officer, you don't like dogs, don't do it. If you're afraid of getting bit, either get over it or don't do it. You're gonna get dirty. If you're afraid of getting dirty, you want to be a pretty cop, don't do it.
Make sure your wife isn't allergic.
Right, that too.
My problem.
If you got kids or family, yeah, you gotta consider that. Some dogs aren't good with kids.
I really want to do it, and then my wife's like, "I'm really allergic to dogs."
Right. What was the other one? I'm sorry, it was in my head.
Get lots of cool gear having a dog.
You got to buy a lot of it yourself.
I buy all my stuff now. They give me a radio. I don't care. That's it.
Yeah, here's the badge. Here you
go. And a stick.
True.
Which is the weirdest things to just give you is like, oh, we're gonna give you a radio, a badge, and a stick. And you're like, the stick? This is the thing that you've decided to give me as a stick?
Oh, if you want to be a canine officer just for the K-9, just to have a dog and say it's cool and all, and you're gonna be, and we have a lot of them. If you're gonna be a slug, please don't do it, because then that department that you're at, they're not gonna see a use for that dog. They're gonna discontinue the K-9 program. You're gonna make it look terrible.
You ruin it for everybody,
right.
Then.
Don't do it.
Also, if you really want a Malinois, you can just message me, because there's guys trying to get rid of those things all the time.
They're
it's
nuts.
hard to get. It's hard to get like a Malinois or a purebred German Shepherd around, because people don't want to, especially the Malinois. People don't want to sell them to you. So if you really want a Malinois, like, do you hear they're $20,000? They're not. If you know some canine guy, his dog got knocked up and needs to get rid of a bunch of Malinois.
They're nuts.
It's like a shotgun with a brain. All right, let's go on to audience comments and questions here. Let's see what everybody has to say. I know we had a whole bunch. What you doing, Mama? So, Mark Hungwell says, Mark says, lidocaine, cocaine, or Novocaine, which do you prefer for dog bites?
Novocaine, isn't that dental, first of all? And cocaine's a drug, so...
Yeah, they'll probably notice you come up short on the cocaine. Benadryl. Ibuprofen and fresh.
Neosporin?
Addie says, who's the good boy / girl? So people want to see the dog. Is she going to fucking eat me if you open it? Oh, sorry. Is she going to eat me if you open that?
This is Coda.
Hi, Coda. Hello, Coda. How old is Coda?
She just turned 3 in September.
So, 3-year-old female dog, really likes kisses.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you know about Coda.
Nuts.
What are some of the advantages of being a canine officer, other than getting the cool stuff and having the dog? What's the advantages? Like, what is there a financial incentive for you to be a canine officer, or like a logistical incentive? So, like, for instance, you live a significant distance from town and you get a take-home car.
I mean, that's one. I don't live that far from town. You get to help out with others for that. Other than that, I mean, best job in the world to have.
People are asking about the rifle. Mm-hmm. Don't shoot me in the head, but what is this department issue, or did you buy it?
I bought it. I had it personalized for me by another officer that builds rifles. Now he's a sergeant. It's a DSA Arms. It's got Magpul grip, buttstock, and it's got an angle grip here as well as a flashlight up top.
It's got a Streamlight TLR 1HL.
And then I've got the EOTech sight.
The Streamlight TLR 1HL is a really good budget option for a rifle light. I've liked those. I have a couple of those.
Yeah, and it's got the pressure switch too. I mean, find me another one that's about the same price range. Cool.
No, you pay 5 times that for a Surefire. That down here on the south side. What do you have? You have an EOTech. I can't see which one that is. L3. So that looks like the one that takes AA's.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So that's convenient for 4 o'clock in the morning. Walgreens runs for batteries instead of spending $25 to get batteries in it.
Pop-up rear sight and front sight.
All right. So that's what the deal is with the rifle. And you've got it up on this mount here. It's not for people. For taller dudes, you don't want, because it will crack the back of your head.
The reason I have it mounted with the barrel pointed that way is because I shoot my rifle lefty and I shoot my pistol righty.
It's nice being ambidextrous sometimes.
It's weird.
I can do them both ways, but I can only do archery right-handed.
You know what?
Which is weird.
Do you carry a bow?
I don't carry a bow, but that's like how I started off in shooting sports. Was I worked at a scout camp, and I worked at the archery and rifle ranges. So archery's like been a big thing for me in my life.
Never shot a bow and arrow.
Maybe we'll work that out. You got this big field, nobody bothers you with the squad parked here, so we'll go shoot bows and arrows someday. Hold on. Samuel Hope says, "Hi, is the job hard?" Would you say being? I mean, we know. I talk a lot with people about like being, and that it's like the greatest job on earth if you like it.
Yeah.
But like what doing K-9, I imagine is a lot the same. But is it more hard than being a patrolman, or is it less difficult than being a patrolman?
I mean, you got to worry about not only yourself and your partners. Now you got to worry about your dog, because I like to think that I know what she's thinking, but I don't. And
there's no one knowing what's going on
I
in
can't
the German
speak
Shepherd's
dog.
mind.
Yeah, she's a Belgian Malinois.
Oh.
I can't speak dog. Like I said, there's days she had bad days. There's days I have bad days. So, and dogs feed off that. So if I'm feeling down one day, she could feel it too. Or if I'm in a pursuit and I get hyped up, she's hyped up. So you got to worry about that.
Does she do the thing where every time you pull the microphone up, she starts barking?
No, not always.
A couple of ours were doing that. We're like,
the siren
every time,
though.
like the siren will do
If I
it.
get the siren going for a minute, she'll start whining with it.
You think she's gonna get to bite somebody because you're in a pursuit?
She might. That might be what she's thinking.
All right. Garrett says smells like poop. It doesn't smell bad in here, and I would know.
Wet dog sometimes.
Well, it's raining out.
Yeah.
That's why we're not outside today. It's raining out. We were gonna do this all in this open field, but it's pouring rain. Yeah. So instead of canceling it and redoing it, we were like, well, just do it inside the car. Audio is probably better inside the car anyway. How do you become a K-9 officer? We went over that in the beginning. Unfortunately, it got cut off on the live stream, but that's in the beginning of the over that. So we'll cut this out and leave it up there. I'm sorry. Arundata says, "What is the minimum age of a dog to start training it
to K-9?"
We're gonna restart a camera here. There you go.
That one too. Minimum age.
All right, we'll start over again. Arundata says, "What's the minimum age of a dog to start training it?" So, like, when Coda was sold, did they immediately start training her, or did they have to wait a while before the dog started getting trained?
She was imported from Holland, so whatever they did over there, which is God only knows what, because they're very serious about their dog sports. Then she comes here. When I got her, she was about a year and a half, and she had, or no, she was a little less than a year and a half, and she was slightly imprinted. She knew what the drugs smell like and to sit for the drugs. That's all she knew. So to answer your question, what is the minimum age? I mean, you can train dogs probably 6 months and up. That would be my guess. I had to train her in the academy how to do everything else.
How old was she when you got her?
Yeah, we'll go with a year and a half. A little
About
younger than a year and a half. And
Ballpark. Ever happened?
No.
How many is she eating out of your
house? She likes some fruits. So if I leave fruits out, she'll eat those.
Your dog's weird.
Yeah, she's a very weird
She gets
dog.
into tomatoes, right?
No, she likes blueberries.
My dog's into
tomatoes.
tomatoes.
Of blueberries.
I can't have a Malinois, but I have like a big beagle rot mix because she's hypoallergenic,
Yeah.
and mine's super into tomatoes. It's weird. Doesn't have a sweet tooth. Dog doesn't get along with me really well. Doesn't eat donuts. Mona Marie says, does the dog go home with you once the shift's over?
She does.
Obviously, you'd have to. You couldn't kennel her all day. I'm like, they're social animals.
Some people, they have an outdoor kennel or an indoor kennel where I let her roam the house.
Kids,
no.
So, yeah, that's
our other K-9 officer, same thing, and he's got kids.
There you have it. Everybody that worked at my place, they always kept them. Like, they try to keep them separated from anybody that wasn't at least a teenager.
Right. You got to, your kids are pushing and pulling on that dog, and you start to see your dog acting up, it's time to put the dog somewhere else.
Frozen Donut says, at what age did you want to become a police officer? So when you failed out of the Dairy Queen making frozen yogurt
I'm gonna say
class, you decided like this is my opportunity to go be a cop.
I'm gonna say
in the
middle
South
school,
Side, right?
but I did some stupid stuff when I was a kid. So
Who didn't? All of us did.
it took a cop to basically put me in the back of the car and yell at me. Give me he said some things.
A stern yelling at.
We'll go with that. And then drive me home.
Well, he got you good. You should probably go and get him a donut and some coffee. Because at this point now, he's
just
old
retired.
enough. He's old enough to appreciate a donut and coffee. He's got to be older than
I
me.
stayed in touch with him. Yeah, he retired.
Stefan says, "Hi, my K-9 unit has a lot higher mileage than yours."
Yeah, but don't they go by kilometers or something?
All right, but here's the other thing is, and I've talked with people about this before because I did a video about like my experiences with police car. It's not 90,000 miles on it. If you were like, that's nothing. My cabin, he's got 300,000 miles on the car. And like, these are not the same miles, right? Like, and if you looked at them as, you have to kind of think of it like construction equipment where it's like hours, where you have heavy trucking. When it's the laden hours on a truck is different. You have to look at them as differently as mileage. Like 120,000 miles on right?
Mm-hmm.
On 2011 Tahoe driving in potholes in the south suburbs non-stop. Imagine you drove your car in stop and go traffic every day for 112,000 miles and then occasionally took it to the track and ran it around corners as fast as you possibly could until it was, and I won't speak for you, but I can speak for literally up on two wheels at some points, or you lose traction on all four tires and slide it through.
I don't even think it's a police model, Tahoe.
It's just, they just got a
bought it
consumer
for the
mod.
winter, yeah.
Yeah, you can see, I'll try to hit some B-roll of it, but on live, you can see the spotlight's not exactly in the ideal position that would normally be in. Like, it was a consumer model car that they ended up mounting a spotlight on. That's something that a lot of PDs end up having to do.
Yeah.
You take this in pursuits, not even pursuit. Wow. You're a better man than I.
Follow at safe distances. That's
Yeah, I'd be really careful about rolling this thing over if I was you. We went over this, but Stefan asked, what kind of dog is it? I thought she was a shepherd.
She's a Belgian Malinois. Just, I'll put it this way: the first 3 weeks, I hated her. She was not obedient at all.
Well, she's like, who are you?
Yeah, she just wanted. We used a choke collar at first, and then a pincher. Fourth week was e-collar week, which I love. After that fourth week, she learned what an e-collar was, and
what's an e-collar? You got a lot of people watching this.
So it's gonna sound harsh, but
but if it's the truth, it doesn't matter.
On my e-collar, I can do a vibrate on her neck, or there's two about right here was where you place them that you can stimulate a electrical current through it. It's not like you're shocking the dog like an electrocution, but it's a prick. So mine will let me adjust it for so many levels up to 127. I've never gone that high. I usually go around 20 or 25. Each model's different, but so all it does is if she's not listening to me, first I'll hit the vibrate, remind her, hey, you know what's about to come next. If she's still not listening, hit her with a nick. The nick will just go, oh, that should wake her up. Go, oh no, I'm not supposed to do that. My master told me no, don't do that.
So for people that don't know, when you if you hit that and it's going to give her a little jolt,
a little shock.
It does the vibrate and then the shock, so they start.
I do vibrate
connecting
first,
it together. Yeah, but when she gets that's how they learn it, is that it's like they get the vibrate, then the little shock. So at a certain point, you don't even have to hit them with it anymore because just the vibrate's like, whoa,
the vibrate one's all.
No, we're not doing that anymore. So I don't want that other thing.
What she learned is once the vibrate comes, she's got a decision to make: either keep doing wrong what she's doing, or she's gonna get shocked, or let go. So now she's gotten to the point where she feels vibrate. Okay, that's not what I'm supposed to do. Come back to me.
And the reason you're doing that, from what I understand, is that with the brain that's going on with these dogs, with how high strung they are, your other option would probably have to you'd have to beat them with a stick or something to get the point across to them.
They're very high strung, especially Malinois.
So this keeps you from having to do any actual injury to the dog.
I don't like using choke collars. In fact, there's no choke collar on her. There's a pinch on her right now just because I thought we were going to be outside having her lay down, which I don't even use pinch collars on her unless I really need to. All she wears is that collar and then her police collar That's it.
And at this stage in the game, you probably don't even need much more than just being like, vibrate. Oh, no,
Yeah,
we're not
she's
doing
voice
that anymore.
commands now. She's great with it. Her obedience is great. She still likes to do her own little thing when we're out in the field playing around, but she knows when it's time to work, it's time to work.
She just wants to do it for the kisses now. All right. A long series of numbers. So 9755. I hope this isn't your phone number.
Without me having to ask for much. I mean, all she wants to do is play, so she equivalents to play. That is kind of a tough mindset to get over. But yeah.
Randall says Randall was who's that other guy I was talking about? Ended up switching towns. Anyway, Randall says it's a 24/7 job. Kind of miss it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I have the take-home work phone that I have to answer. So if they call me and I have to respond to work at 4 in the morning,
work phone.
Yeah, right.
I don't miss that. I don't miss that. There are no field training emergencies.
Yeah, right. Pass on to the next.
Yep. He's done with me. Peterbilt 379 says, "What kind of cop car are y'all in?" So
2011 Chevy Tahoe
with 120,000 miles on it about. Some shots real quick of the inside of the car, and we'll put that into our final. It's a Chevy Tahoe, big V8 under the hood. It's rear wheel. This is just rear wheel drive, right? Or is this a 4x4?
No, 4x4.
So a big V8 under the hood, 4-wheel drive. They're aged for just the dog, so you don't transport prisoners in a K-9 car. You've got just an enclosure for the dog with a couple of fans, keeps the dog from getting hurt, and then there's a big storage area in the back for all of her stuff. And then a whole bunch of stuff strewn all over the inside of the car. And rifle racks and computers and sirens and all of that. Maybe if this goes well at some point in the future, we can do a video on just the car. I got lots of stuff I can trade you. Like a lot of stuff. Just stuff.
Come look at it.
Garage is full of stuff. Frozen Donut says, "Did you go to college or went right to the police academy or did corrections or security?" So what was your background before you started doing police work?
So when I graduated high school, I was loss prevention officer for Sears, and then I did security as well.
Was it Sears by me?
No, Sears.
Oh, okay. I was gonna make a
way
joke.
Up north, actually.
I was gonna make a joke.
What was your joke?
They used to fight with people. Like,
oh, you're talking about? Yeah, I know. We did too.
Yeah. No, like fight. Like a dude got dragged. Yeah. Jumping through the window over a toaster.
Yeah. No.
It was. Yeah. They don't
let it go.
They were something else where I'm at.
I did security. Yeah, I did mall security too. I was a Paul Blart mall cop. What else?
We've all been there.
Yeah.
It
was fun though.
Even if you go back and do it as a side job later, we've all been there at some point.
I had my Segway, so they didn't give it to me anymore. I missed that. Yeah, then I went to college. I majored in law enforcement with a 2-year degree. My advice to y'all, if you're going to go to college, don't major in law enforcement. Useless degree.
Shocking revelation. You know, the comments and tell me like, "You're totally wrong. You should get a criminal justice degree." And I'm a professor at blah 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 school, and I'm like, you're a scam artist.
Absolutely
That's what's
useless.
going on.
You can be security, a cop, or
so and here's the thing. It's nice to hear somebody else saying that too. It's like, you break your femur and you have a law enforcement degree, you are now the assistant manager at Walmart, right, if you're lucky.
Useless.
Because if you can't run. I mean, let's be honest. You break your femur, you can't do the assistant manager at Walmart thing, because you got to be able to walk around, right? Unless they're going to let you have a little electric wheelchair day, like, especially a 2-year degree.
Yeah.
Like, you're a cop or a security guard, and if you can't stand or walk around, you don't have the time on to like polish a seat with your butt, you're out of luck.
Luckily, my brother listened to me. He got a 4-year degree in law enforcement, which I was against, but he also went for he got a minor in computers, and he's a copper up north too. So
I always tell people to major in something else, and then minor in law enforcement if you want.
Look at the FBI standards. They just want a 4-year degree. You could get a 4-year degree in.
They were looking for foreign languages for a while.
Foreign language is great. Computer is great. Accounting, if you're good at that, because the IRS are the ones that caught what's his name? Can't think of his name. The Al Capone.
Yeah.
It wasn't the FBI, it was the IRS, and they've got investigators. I mean, don't major in law enforcement, please.
And then if you work for the IRS, you can carry a gun around and have a cool car, and you don't ever have to actually like fight with anybody, which is great. You just show up at people's work and be like, "We have a warrant for you. You're coming with us." So David S says, "I had to clean blood out of my partner's Tahoe, but having to clean crap out of the patrol might be worse. I just hope you had plastic seats." Well, yeah, it's a metal enclosure, the dog cage, and my squad at work, what I was talking about earlier, we used to have the pleather seats that come stock in the cars, and that about 5-6 years ago, we switched out Chiefs, and he was like, no, we can't be doing this anymore. We can't be doing this anymore. And we ripped them out, and we have like a plastic seat with the seat belts that stick out through it, and those are fantastic. Hammond got those too.
Oh yes. What was that?
You don't even know what you're. Do you have a bad dream back there?
Oh, she got wet. That's good.
She got woke up, is what it was.
Yep.
I got woke up. Whoop, dropped you. Only the highest quality video here at Free Field Training. Like, yeah, we went to those hard plastic seats with the seatbelts to stick through it, and Hammond did the same thing. And those are fantastic. I love those seats.
That's what we have. Besides, not in here, but.
Well, yeah, and you're not transporting people at all on this. They might get bit a lot. Nigel says, all right, here's one. Does she work well with other canines on the job? So would you, in an actual operational situation, would you deploy more than one canine together, work in a team like that, or is that something that you would?
I know is right now she is very alpha. We're trying to get her and our other canine Ronnie to get together and just kind of hang out and play together. But she is very alpha. It's not him, it's her, which is weird because she's a girl. He has more testosterone, but nope.
She's just got no. She wants nothing to do with that. All right. David F says you need more driving videos. I've actually got one that's sitting on Patreon right now for $1 a month. You can go check that out. I'll put a little link up there. But and I've got more coming, because there's one thing that I can go on about. It's how people are bad drivers and how they could be better with some pretty simple stuff like knowing how to use your mirrors, which I'm kind of how people don't know how to use mirrors. It's been doing that. Peterbilt 379 says, does y'all police department still have Crown Vics? We have 3 in their pool cars. I drove one the other day, and there wasn't much left of it. They're still there, but there isn't much left of it. It's like the bottom of the barrel pool car where I'm at now.
We have one on truck enforcement. It's just his car, and then the other one is a pool car, and then the rest are like community service officers. So yeah, they
got passed down. Ours go to like Public Works when we're done with them.
No, they get new cars.
Our like Public Works guys. Well, we got a big Public Works, so our Public Works guys. Peterbilt 379 says that dog sound mean. No, she's a baby. You just saw me kissing me. I barely know her. 12 Schritzen says, I agree the criminal justice degree is worthless coming from a CPD officer. Yeah, you guys don't really even, I think you're just doing credit hours, right? It's just, with Chicago, they're just doing credit hours right now. So you have to have so many credit hours, and you'd be dumb not to at least get an associate's if you have that many credit hours, but to keep the options open for people. You don't have to graduate, so people aren't stuck in whether the community college is graduated. Yeah.
Please.
Peterbilt 379 asks, do you plan on keeping the dog when you retire? So when the dog's done, do you get to
do it? If I mean, some have. It just blows my mind. You worked with her forever, and now you're just gonna give her up? No.
Sorry, that's my work calling. They're very insistent that I come to work. I'm not supposed to be. How says, how long usually does a canine career last, barring no injuries or anything like that? So, assuming you does
off of the mean 6, hopefully she gets.
It's like half.
That's what I'm hoping for, and then hopefully get a second dog.
All right, so that's the end of our live comments. Thanks everybody that commented on the video. Again, go down in the link in the description, and there's a link to vote for Masucci and Coda at Dalton PD to get a new car, which really desperately need, and it would help me out because then they can get to my calls so that they can help me find people in the middle of the woods, in the middle of fields and stuff. So until next week, you guys be safe and take care of each other. All right. And now we're just the live stream. All right, guys, that's it. I know we had some hard times with connectivity, but it is what it is. So go down there. I'm going to put the link down in this video before the next video comes out. Please go to that website and vote. Vote early. You can vote between now and, what is it?
November 1st at midnight.
And November 1st at midnight. Vote every day for him so he can get a car. Because if this thing breaks down and he can't get to me, he's no help to me. And then why even have friends at that point?
Right.
That's Why even have the dog? Then we're gonna end up throwing the dog in the back of a Crown Vic, like in the trunk or something, or in the back seat, and then the dog's gonna get hurt. It's no good. All right, we will see you guys later.